G'day, Tragic here, and this is my Space Hulk Death Angel plugin for Lackey. It's kind of in a beta phase, but I just wanted to make this video and show it to the guys at BBG and FFG and BGG, just to get some feedback and possibly get some online matches so I can test out how the online portion works. So if you're interested in playing this game online, please send me a PM and we can organise to meet up. I am, of course, living in Sydney, Australia, so that is GMT +9. Okay, so whatever. This is it. So let's have a look at this game. For those of people who don't know it, who might only know my channel from my Lord of the Rings stuff, Death Angel is a really awesome card game which is based upon Space Hulk. This is actually quite funny. Death Angel is based on Space Hulk, which is based on 40k, which is based on Warhammer. So it's sort of this weird progression, but it's actually a very cool game. It's a standalone game. It's not a living card game or anything. It does solo and multiplayer. Very cool game. One of my faves. But anyway, so I've made this plugin. Let's see how it uses it. Now, basically, let's click on the deck editor, and we now click on the browse button, and you'll see a bunch of pre-constructed decks. We have core, okay? Now that's the core game itself. That's just the original game. Then we have Tyranids. That's the Tyranids expansion. So that's the expansion that replaces all the Gene Stealers with Tyranids and stuff like that, okay? And then we've got another one called All, which is everything all mixed together. So I want to play core for this demo, so I'm just going to click on core, and then I'm going to click on choose. Oh, one thing to note is that my monitor's like twice the size of 1080p, the resolution of my computer. I do graphics for a living. I've got a big, massive monitor, and that's why everything's really small. It's not going to look like this on your screen. Probably be a lot larger, a lot easier to read. So this is recorded at, you know, it's like 28,000 pixels or something, versus, and it's crushed down for YouTube, so it's going to look a little bit easier to read. It's not really this small and spacious in real life. Okay, whatever. Back to the thing. So we've clicked on browse, and we've clicked on browse, we've clicked on core, and we've clicked on choose. And you'll see that we've been given the event deck, okay? We've also been given the Gene Stealer deck, okay? We've been given the Broodlord deck, and also you'll note that there is the Adrenal Gene Stealers. Now the Adrenal Gene Stealers are, of course, for this mission pack, okay? Now instead of having multiple deck files, I just included them here. I'm actually going to only play core, so I just don't load them. That's simple as that. So let's load our decks. So you click on the event deck and you come down here to load to shared zone, and we just go right click, Gene Stealers, right click, Broodlords, right click, and that's it. And of course, if you wanted to play that other mission pack, you would also load the Adrenals. Okay, so now we need some Space Marines. So click on the browse button again, and you'll see the Space Marine decks that I've provided. Now, of course, you can make all your own setups, or you can actually, this is for random, but you can actually, you know, make a proper squad of your choice with no random. You can just load it up. That's for you to experiment with. But I've given you all squad, which is every single squad for random. I've given you the core set, which is the original 6. These are the hardcore, the coolest of the cool. And then there's the new boys on the block, which is the Deathwing squad, which are crazy powerful, it seems to me. But they're very cool, and they've got awesome art. And also there's the SM, the Space Marine Pack 1 squad, which is a lot of people have not got because it is a total rip-off. Basically, it was awesome when it first came out. I loved this pack. You get 2 new Space Marines, like, yeah, that's awesome. But not long afterwards, of course, they released the Deathwing pack, which is the same price, except you get 6, while the other one you got 2, which is bullshit. So it's not really that cool anymore, but whatever. So it's here, you've got them as by themselves if you need them, but you've also got Core plus SM or Deathwing plus SM. Okay, so I'm going to do Core plus SM, so we're going to random through 8 Marines. So click on Choose, boom, and you'll see that we now have Squad Select, and here's our Marine pool. So right click once again on Load to Shared. Okay, so all we need now is our location cards. Now, because of all the random stuff, instead of having to sort and shuffle all our decks manually, Lackey has a very cool little system for card pool and packs. So click on that, and then click on Add a Pack or a Random Deck, and go click. And you'll see that we have Core Solo. That's the original game. That's what we're going to be playing in this demo. And then you've also got it the setup for 2 to 4 players, for 5 players, for 3 to 6 players. And when you load these, it'll automatically randomly select the cards correctly and everything. Now we have the Mission Pack 1 Solo, so that's Core set plus Mission Pack 1, and of course all you need to do is load those adrenal gland things that we didn't load at the beginning. And then you've got NIDS, which is the Tyranids expansion, which replaces all the original Gene Stealers and original locations. And we've also included NIDS plus Mission Pack 1, so you know there's that option as well. And finally we have All Solo, which is a game variant that I guess many people probably haven't played. The reason you can't really play this in real life is because all these different location cards have different colored backs, but in this particular version I've made all the backs green, so we can actually play everything mixed together and have a really random, you know, unexpected experience. I haven't actually played this yet, but I think it's going to be fun. And of course you've got all the different versions: Solo, 2 to 4, 5, 3 to 6. If through feedback people want me to include the 6 to 9 variant, then you know, tell me and I will. Okay, so we're going to just play Core and Solo. So then we're just going to click on Send Directly to Hand, like so. Click, and we're back at the main screen. Now that seemed like it took a long time, but of course it's a lot quicker when you're not explaining it. Okay, so next we just want to move, we're in our hand. In case you can't find these cards, you've got to click on the hand because that's where we loaded it. You want to select all these cards and you want to drag them to the location deck here, because that's where we need to put them, into the location deck, like so. Click. Click on the location deck and then just drag these into the correct order. So it's 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we have a button up here called Next Location. So when you need a new location, you just click it. Boom, and out she comes. Okay, so let's just stick this up here. And now it's time to get our Marine setups. Now we're at the Void Lock, and the setup for this game, of course, is solo player, 6 Marines, 2 Marines per squad, so we need 3 squads. We have 8 to choose from, and we're going to randomly select them. So just to be certain, it's already shuffled, but if you want, you can just right click on Squad Select and go Shuffle, and then just click on Random Squad, and we're going to do this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that's pretty interesting. We actually have both the Rohin Marines, plus we have the Hardy Boys, the big guys with the hammers. Awesome. So this is actually a pretty decent little solo team. I actually sometimes do this myself. This is one of the setups I used to do before I got the Deathwing group. Whatever. So now we need to load these actual cards for these guys. So again, very simple. We just go to the deck editor. So we need these are the 3s we're looking for. So we're looking for hammer, mace, and rocket launchers. So deck editor. We go back to add a pack or random deck and click add, and we come down here and you can see all the Space Marines are here. You have, you know, like the book. So SM is core, SM pack 1 is the two you know, Space Marine pack 1, and SM Deathwing is obviously, you know, Deathwing. So we need the mace guy from SM pack 1. So come here, and this time we want to hit choose. Okay, so go choose, add to pack, and we want the rocket launcher. Choose again, add another pack, and it's the mace, isn't it? No, it's the hammer. Yeah, that's it. And hit choose again. Boom. And now make sure you have hand selected here. So click on that and go this button. I know it seems complicated, but unfortunately at the moment Lackey does not have a one-click. Eventually, when Trevor gets around to it, we'll just be able to click on the pack and it will populate all the lists. So just literally open the pack, click, and it will do all this for you. But he's very, very busy. He's got lots of projects, like for example the iPad version of Lackey. So I mean, it's in his list of things to do. So yeah. So anyway, we want to click this add alt deck button. Boom. And you can see it's now populated our hand with all our stuff, and now we just want to click this button, load to zone hand. Boom. Okay, so we can get rid of these guys. Let's just put that back in the squad select, and here's our hand. Okay, so let's just drag all of our action cards out. Like so, and let's drag all of our Space Marines, and I'm just going to drag them into Space Marines like so. Click. Okay, so let's just drag select around them, and we're going to go hold down Control and click with the left mouse button, and that flips all your cards over. Okay, so let's finalize this setup. Yes, I know it takes a little bit of time, but you know, it's still worth it. And what happens is, as you start playing, you start saving out, you know, setups, and then you can just go /load game name, and it will all be done in one go. So this is just from scratch, how to do completely random games from scratch. So now there's another button called Draw Marine. Okay. So you just right click on Space Marines and go shuffle and go draw Marine, and we got to do it 1, 2, 3. So let's put them up there. 1, 2, 3, and draw another 3. 1, 2, 3. And these guys are all flipped over. So drag select, hold down Control, left click. And boom, boom, boom. Okay. Now it's just a matter of organizing our play table. So we want attack. I like to go attack, move, support, like so. So support, attack. So that's the support. Okay, I might just pause this while I do. Oh no, I'll let you see the full clunkiness of it all, but it does work, which is cool. Now when you play multiplayer, it'll actually still look like this no matter where you're connecting. Okay, and you can zoom out and you can store these cards on the side, you know, like the way I imagine you play multiplayer is that you can make these a little bigger and have all your cards down here and them down there. If you're playing, you know, 4-player, you could have there there, 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 6-player, there, there, you know what I'm saying. But yeah. Okay, so this is the setup I'm going to use. Now, let's click on our void thing, and you can see we have void lock and we need 2 blip piles of 6. Okay, so come down here, you'll see that there is a left blip and a right blip little thing. Okay, so we need to populate that. So you'll find a button that says populate left blip and another one that says populate right blip, and that'll draw from, just like in the real game, that'll draw from the Gene Stealer deck, which is here. Okay, so let's just right click on the Gene Stealer deck and shuffle it just to be certain, and we go 1 2 3 4 5 6, 1 2 3 4 5 6, and you can see now we have 6 in left and right. Okay, and now we're ready to play. We're ready to start playing. We've got all the stuff we need. Oh, actually we don't. We need to do the location. So back to the void lock. So let's go to the vocations. Now over here you'll see this sort of pop out on the right. If you don't see it, you'll see this tiny little arrow. Click that. So if I click that, it'll go away. But click it to pop it out. And you'll click on the token tab, and you'll see a bunch of tokens that I've provided. One is a handy little dice chart, in case you forget, and the other one is, you know, just these things. So we need the door, so let's grab the door, and that goes here, and we need the dark corner, and that goes 3 down, so that's 1 2 3, and we need the vent, which is a ventilation duct, which is 3 up, so that's 1 2 3. And we need the corridor, which is 2 up, which is here. Okay, so we're set and ready to rumble. So I'm just going to save this, /save demo 1, enter. Now I can load this game up at any time and it will be already set up and ready for me to play a solo game. Now, that's all very well and good. I'll just quickly show you an alternative way to do this if you wish. Okay, I'm going to pause this. Okay, so here's an alternative way to set up the game if you want. And all I've done is I've taken the blip piles from here and I've put them on the table here and here, and that is just for those purists who want it to look like the real life game. I strongly recommend you don't do this because you lose the ability to shuffle and to easily tell how many cards you got left. I mean, you can do it this way, and I've played it either ways. Both work fine, but I actually prefer using it the other way. Okay, but I'm just letting you know that you can do that this way if you prefer. So, and it also gives me the opportunity to show you that you can type in /load demo 1 and it will load your save game. Okay, so that's it. I'm ready to rumble. Now, let's draw the event card. So how do we actually play? We've got all this set up. We have these buttons: draw left bip, draw right bip, roll dice, draw event, next location, draw broodlord, draw adrenal, which you don't need, and they're all our controls basically. And these also go from F1 to whatever, that way. Okay, so draw left blip is F1, draw right blip is F2, roll dice is, you know, F3, and so on and so forth. First thing we need to do is draw an event card. So let's just press F4, or you can just click on draw event. F4, there we go. Quick, instincts. Now of course we ignore this opening thing and we just want this information for the first card. And we have 2 major spawns which suck on red and on orange. So that is orange and red. Okay, so we hit F1 twice. Oops, helps if I actually have some time. What happened then is it loaded up the help file for Camtasia, which I'm using to record this, because sometimes it takes over priority windowing, which is really annoying. Okay, so you press F1 and we get our 2 gene stealers. If they're facing the wrong way, if you prefer, it doesn't really matter. You can just, you know, turn them around. Okay, so they go on the orange. And we need F2 twice, 1, 2, for a major spawn on the, you know, red. Okay, and then we have the tongue up and down. So this guy's got a claw, this guy's got a tail, this guy has a tongue. So this swarm does move. And of course, if we look at our Razel, Captain Razel, he has the little up arrow. So these guys move up. So these guys are actually there. Okay, and then you can just get this guy and drag him into the removed pile. Boink. Right, and you can actually, from space, you know, we can get rid of all that now. So this is kind of what the game will look like as you play. Notice that it did a slight adjustment to the spacing. Right. So I'm just going to save this again, /save demo 1, and we're ready to go. Okay, so I'm back. Just had to quickly answer the phone. Okay, so let's just do an example turn so you can see some of the funkiness going on here. Pretty much everything I've shown you is just a setup, and how do we actually play the game? Well, obviously we've got the roll the dice, the draw left blip, draw right blip, and it's really that simple. So it is our turn. So we now just have to decide what to do. So I'm just going to pause it while I make my decision. Okay, so I've made my decisions. We are going to do target lock for these guys, okay? So I'm just going to go Alt W to put a little marker on that. And now we're also going to do the attack for traumatic blow, Alt W, and we're going to do run and gun on green. So these are the tokens just to mark, you know, how you can't do the same thing twice. This just helps it keep it clear. Now you can activate these with support token plus, support token minus, or used plus or used minus. Now I've mapped these by default to Alt Q to add support token, right? And Control Q to remove support token, or Alt W to add the you know, used marker, or Control W to remove it. And you can set them to whatever you want inside preferences and key bindings. And they're here. Do not change these. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. So let's have a look. We've got 12 for run and gun. we've got 16B and we've got 2B. So we go 2B, 12, 16. That's the order. Okay, so target lock. After resolving this card's action, place a support token on a swarm. Any Space Marine may spend this support token to re-roll an attack or a defend roll in which this swarm participates. If the swarm is destroyed, discard the support token. So we are going to spend that and we're going to add a support token to this swarm here. Okay. And then we are going to do run and gun, and we're not going to move, but we are going to activate the door. So let's put a token on the door. And now it's the attack move. So we've got traumatic blow. Now here's the deal. This guy, he is going to attack this guy here, right? Which will stun him, so he will not be able to fight back. Like, he won't get to roll. And then we have the support token over here, which means that if this guy, has to defend against these dudes, he has one chance to survive. So I think that was the best choice for the first round. I'm only going to do one round in this demo, by the way. Okay, so let's press F3 to roll, or you can just press the roll die button. I'm going to hit F3, and I get a 1. Fudge. But no, this is Space Hulk, and low is good, baby. So yeah, we have just hit these guys. So we get to destroy one of the cards. So I'm just going to grab this and put it into... Oops, I closed that too far. Let's do that. Grab this and put it into my hand. Click. And these guys can no longer attack this turn. So I'm just going to put a mark on that just so I remember. And now it is Gideon's turn. It is Metron's turn to attack. He gets to roll, so let's press F3. And he gets a 5, which is annoying because that's a miss. Now, of course, I could spend the token and roll again, but I would rather use it for defense. So now it is the Gene Stealer's turn to attack. Let's do these guys first. So they roll, plus F3. They roll a 3. There is only 2 in the swarm, so they miss. And these guys do not get to roll because they've been stun locked by the chaplain. So let's remove that marker. And that is turn 1, over and done with. And yeah, that's it. That is how to play this game, and you just keep going. Just like in, when you need more blips, you just draw them into your piles. When you need more event cards, you just click on draw event, and so forth and so on. Okay, well, that was all long and annoying. If you stayed through this, awesome. And yeah, send me a tell, because I would like to play online with some people, because solo's just not good enough, baby. Okay, thanks guys. I will see you next time.